It's the Machine of Nonsense, episode 101. Full disclosure, we're actually recording this one before our live 100th episode. So, if we're not reacting to Tomas getting canceled or something like that, or, us just breaking Twitch records all over the place, it hasn't happened yet. But it's sure to. I'm your host, Eric, joined as always by Kayla. Joined as always by Kayla. No sound from Kayla.
Wasn't I making sound earlier?
You are now.
Hey!
And we got Mike on the pod today.
No, you guys can hear me. I was pretending.
Oh, for the audio listeners, Mike made a lot of funny faces just then. We're doing our What's Coming in November episode, so we had to have Mike on. The three of us just do these episodes. We're the best three to do it.
My favorite episodes.
They're a lot of fun, right? I've got an idea for future episodes, but we'll get to that. Maybe off mic. We'll see. But so November is looking like a pretty stacked month, surprisingly. Every time I write up scripts, it keeps happening. More shit keeps coming out. Before that, it's been a little while since we've heard from Mike. What's he been up to? The world wants to know.
Finally saw Barbarian. Came to HBO Max. I liked it a lot. I wish I could have seen it closer to release, because it's kind of been, this hype's been building up inside of me, at least. Like, man, I want to see that movie. I was checking Amazon Prime every day, hoping I could rent it, and then hearing that it was coming to HBO, and really liked it.
Yeah.
Just another added to the list of the great spookies that came out this year. It seems like those are the only movies coming out.
At least that are any good.
Horror movies and true crime shit. That's what Hollywood has for us now. I think that's it for the movies I've seen. Been trying to catch up on Andor. Man, that show is really good. The hype has been real on that one so far. I'm 4 episodes in, and really enjoy that so far. I can't believe they got me invested in a character I have no interest in at all, in Cassian Andor or whatever his name is.
You hated him. You hated him so much after Rogue One.
Yeah, I do not like Rogue One, and this show is all about a character from that movie, and it's good, man. Tony Gilroy, whoever you are. You're writer-director of this, and he's doing a great job. Finished House of the Dragon.
Nice.
Thumbs
up.
Really enjoyed the second half of that show compared to the first half. Kind of wish they do a weird thing with episode 9 and 10, the last 2 episodes, where they both kind of just have a narrow focus on each one, and I kind of wish they had. It doesn't make sense, but I guess I just enjoyed 9 more than 10, maybe, or something. I wish they'd kind of flipped. And playing some good games lately. Mario plus Rabbids, of course. Really enjoying that. I think we've brought it up on 8 podcasts. So
how deep are you?
Probably over a dozen hours. I'm heading to the 4th planet, basic 4th area. I just got Bowser on the last area. It's been a lot of fun. The game just kind of has this super flexible way to it. You can, before every kind of turn-based battle, you can heal your party for a coin fee, but you have a ton of coins, so it's never a thing. You can switch your party at any time. You can change your sparks, which are these power-ups that you can have 2 at a time. So it's a ton of complexity there that adds to it. and you can survey the battlefield before every fight. So you always know, like, okay, that thing's resistant to this, so I'll disequip the lightning spark and I'll put water instead or something like that, or I'll equip water to my dash attack because this character gets, I upgraded them to have 3 dashes or something like that, so it's been great so far. Even the skill tree, you can take stuff in and out at any time. Let's say you're trying to reach it's a mission where you have to reach a goal, so you want movement distance upgraded a lot. And so you can take stuff out of, critical chance and put it right into your movement. So it's just a lot of fun. The humor's still there from that first game. The rabbits can talk now, but it's not full like dialogue like people have kind of led me to believe on other pods. They'll just have little quips that they say. It's not like Final Fantasy or something where there's these long cutscenes of rabbits talking to each other or something. And I kind of dig it. Rabbit Mario is really good. He's just like, I think the Mario everyone's kind of wished for from the Mario movie. He's just like, forget about it, that kind of Mario. And that's been cool. And I've been playing a mobile game, guys.
Oh, yes, you have.
On the cellular telephones. Marvel Snapped has finally just kind of came out. I didn't even really hear buzz about it, like leading up to launch, but it's really good. It's from one of the head dudes from Hearthstone, and it shows because it's pretty similar to Hearthstone. You're kind of building up one energy at a time. On turn 1, you can play your 1 energy cards. On turn 2, 2 energy, and so forth. The difference here is the 3 areas that you're trying to control. You can play 4 cards in front of any of the 3 areas, but each area does something completely different. Like one might destroy all the cards that are on the battlefield here after turn 3. But that area might not be revealed to you until later in the game. Turn 1, you know what the first area is, turn 2, the second area, and so forth. And it adds a lot of cool complexity and strategy to the game. Some areas are just crazy, like they'll fill your hand with random Thanos in my hand, and I don't know, what he does. And it's really neat. There's really no pay to win kind of aspect to it at all. The only thing you can pay for in this game is to change the look of your cards. There's a variant there's multiple variants for every card. So you might have a Wolverine, but there's a chibi style Wolverine or a pixelated Wolverine or completely different comic book cover version of Wolverine. That kind of stuff. So, and basically, just as you play, you're unlocking new cards and building out your deck, and hopefully having a lot of fun. I've been enjoying it a lot, to an alarming state. Really, I've been playing too much of it, where I've kind of hit a wall where the game's like, hey man, slow down. Like you're unlocking 2 cards a day. All right, so relax. You can play this for half an hour. Which is always something with mobile games that I struggle with, because when I play a game, I'm like, and I really like it, I want to just let me play it as much as I want.
It's got a 2 card a day habit, folks.
That's right. That's right. Unlocked Iceman last night.
Ooh.
He's in my deck. We'll see how we go.
Don't put him in there with Rogue. If I've seen the movies.
I know. Poor Bobby Drake. I think that's me. I think that's everything.
Wow. Well, Marvel Snap just taking his life, folks. I don't think we have much either, Kayla. I mean, we played through the entirety of Plague Tale, and that needs to be talked about. What did you think of that game? Plague Tale Requiem.
I liked Plague Tale a lot. I always get an itch for a game that's third person, beautiful, story driven, explorative, building, and I love that stuff. I eat that stuff up. So it gave me all of those things. It was very pretty. I didn't play it. I just watched Eric play it, but it adds some new stuff, new mechanics that I enjoyed. I would play it.
From the first one, I mean, that was pretty a confined story, a confined kind of areas, even a confined like kind of mechanics list that you had in the first game, Plague Tale: Innocence. Everything's just kind of been expanded upon in the second game. It looks prettier. That first game was very. It was a good looking game, but like all of your environments were very much like in the dark and underground and very like
Gothic.
Yeah, very very dark and shadowy and stuff. And they did those things well. I remember like fire looking really cool in the darkness in the first one and stuff, but like the second one takes you all over the place. You're on water, boats, you're on an island at points, you're in rocky areas, you're in plain areas, there's flowers. I mean, they kind of go all over the place in terms of environments, and they're much wider and brighter. There's like a whole section of the game that is kind of ripped right out of like Midsommar, the movie, and is just as like bright and vibrant as and it's really unexpected in a game about the plague and rats and just like death and nights and stuff. It's kind of a interesting shift right in the middle of the game, and leads to some just really really cool visuals, and the story goes to some interesting places. I don't know how much we talked about the first game on this pod, but it's set in France during the Middle Ages, during plague times, around the time of like the French and English wars, the 100 Years' War, and you play as a young girl and her younger brother. And he's got a mysterious kind of illness that also turns out to be he can control plague rats, and there are just swarms of plague rats. And this is a direct follow up to that first game. It takes place maybe a year after, something like that, but directly leading from the story of the first game. And I think they've just improved from a visual standpoint, gameplay standpoint, kind of everything that they could do to make that first game just a little bigger, a little brighter, a little more fun. The combat was like expanded, but only okay. I don't think it's what the game did best. I found like the your primary mode of combat is using a sling. You throw like rocks and various you can make like light the rocks on fire, or have the rocks create like a plume of smoke to get away and stuff. And the combat's a lot of times very stealth-based. You don't want to, because you're a teenage girl with like, you don't ever want to really get into combat. It's all about stealth and getting away and things of that nature. You can kill enemies, but a lot of them have armor and stuff, and you've got a sling, and you can't really. There's
like
your best
an army versus one person,
right? And they play on that too. It does a thing very similar to the Tomb Raider reboot, where the character, this young girl, is kind of grappling with the fact that like she's had to kill people, both in the first game and through this one, and just like what that does to a young person, and just like the darkness that can come from that, and also that darkness spreading to her younger brother, who she's trying to kind of shield from the world in a lot of ways. So
no turning back now. Might as well just kill them all.
Yeah. It's got heavy, like if you like The Last of Us or that first game, the Plague Tale game, very much akin to that kind of. Uncharted was another one. It's not as you're not really climbing things, you're not really traversing in the ways that Uncharted is, but just from the like visuals and looking over these like vast vistas and going into these ancient caves and stuff like that, there's a lot of that in it.
A couple puzzles.
Yeah, environmental type puzzles where you're, trying to figure out things from old scrolls and whatnot. So you get a lot of it's very much like a Naughty Dog light type game.
Say, it sounds like The Last of Us.
Yes. Yeah, it's very much like
even
in
like
school.
Running away from stuff towards the camera type.
Yes, there's several Crash Bandicoot-esque
Really?
sections,
Wow.
and they're
like
done.
a wave of rats or something.
Yes, and they're done very well. Very
Cool.
it works in that. So that's on Xbox and PC, but it's on Game Pass day one. It's been out for about a week now, I think, or maybe a little more, and we loved it. I thoroughly loved it. I think it'll definitely come up in the Nonsense of the Year conversation later on. Anything else, Kayla? That's the one that came to my mind.
We also finished Arceus.
We did! Pokemon Legends Arceus. I've still yet to learn how to pronounce it. I don't think anyone says it in the game. Well, there's no dialogue in the game. That's right. It's all
Arceus.
It's all text. Arceus. Okay.
Noah's Arceus is what I call the game, just to make sure I pronounce it right.
That's pretty good. So Kayla, you played more than I did of Pokemon Legends Arceus. What did you think?
I had fun. We did not find all the Pokemon, so I think it's something I would maybe go back to and do more exploring and catching. And
I believe that's how you get like a true ending to the game, kind of thing.
Well, yeah, you got to finish the Pokedex for Professor Mochi Ball, whatever his name is.
I have no idea what any character's name was in that game besides the Pokemon, of course.
The Pearl Clan and the Diamond Clan. And
Nope. I was pressing B through a lot of dialogue in that game. I had really checked out at some early on in that game. They really want to talk to you.
It is a lot of talking. A lot of talky.
Who was your squad? Who did you like? What's going on? This is your first Pokemon.
Yeah, but that's the trap, if you will. You know, you start putting all your points and stuff into people early on, and those are the ones you stick with forever.
Oh, that's how you kind of played it. Like your first 6, you felt like.
Yeah, we had Typhlosion, right? That was
hell yeah.
That was like the one we picked right away.
Original, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, we had a Kadabra, right?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good one.
We had an Alakazam at the end there.
Drifblim.
OG.
Yep.
The Moth one.
Yeah, what was that one?
Luxray.
Luxray was great, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of those Pokemon that's just like every fucking where, and I'm like,
yes.
Come on, guys.
I caught a big one early on. I just like its size, and that's what we had.
Cool.
And the otter one. What was the otter? It wasn't Squeezel at the end, but
the otter one was great with the 2 tails that it wore. Floatzel, yeah.
Yeah. That one was cool too.
Oh, Floatzel's so fun.
I just don't like his design.
He's got a little ascot. He's got like a tail ascot. It's great.
In Pokemon Pearl, my mission was to catch them all, which I did. But he was him and his evolved form were the last 2 fucking Pokemon I caught. Wow. It's because I dislike them so much.
Dustox was the moth.
Right? Oh, right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That was a good team.
Yeah, we tried to have
did kind of ride that team the whole way. Like
the whole
we taught
time.
them different moves and stuff that they were able, between those 6, they were kind of able to learn one move in kind of every element. Like we kind of had every element down
for
by
dragon.
the end.
We didn't have no dragon.
No, not till the end of the story. Mild spoilers. But it was I thought it was paced really well. Like the story was whatever. Like the lack of voice acting was kind of really tough for me. But I thought just like the fact that you gained experience for capturing Pokemon, for knocking things out of trees and whatnot, just doing what you were going to be doing anyway in the game. I thought that was a really awesome element. It allowed for it to really, really flow. Yeah, it just really flowed well. I felt like we were leveling up kind of consistently. And by the end, I think, for the final battle or something, we were kind of like, all of our Pokemon were like 60-ish, and it just felt like throughout the game when we had a big like boss encounter or whatever else, because like the first major portion of the game is you're kind of quelling these like 5 legendary Pokemon and stuff. It felt like we were ready at each point. Like we had gained just like kind of organically. Like you went off and did a lot of like capturing and some side missions here and there, but you weren't ever like really grinding. It didn't force us to do any sort of grinding.
No, just exploring.
Yeah. It that felt really right, like just like from a gameplay standpoint and like how it was paced. I really enjoyed that aspect. I think I've mentioned it, off mic, to both of you. I just think that game like could have been amazing, like been a game of the year type thing with just a little more like care, just a little more money, really. Like get like some voice acting, some like the visuals were fine. I kind of liked how it looked overall, but like sometimes the performance issues were just silly, like the like 2 frames per second, like off in the distance, you would see a Pokemon flapping their wings. Like, it kind of took you out a little bit, but like overall, like the art style and the environments and stuff, I thought looked really, really good. And you get to, fly and stuff later on in the game, and I thought that like all looked good, performed well enough, but like, you could just kind of feel like this is like Pokemon on a budget a little bit. Like it's just like, come on, this is the most successful franchise in like gaming. Like, come on. But
hopefully we'll talk about a game that has a bit better budget, that they're putting more money into.
what a good transition. So let's go into what's coming up in November. Another stacked month after stacking months on stacking months. How many times can I say stack? Right off the beginning of the month, we got November 3rd coming to Netflix. Blockbuster, a new series starring Randall Park, about the last Blockbuster. So it's based a little in fact. I think there's like one Blockbuster in like Oregon or something that still exists. And this is kind of a very like fictionalized take on it. But it's from like the creators of Brooklyn Nine-Nine and stuff. And it looks fun. It looks like that type of sitcom. I was hoping it was a period piece. Like I was going into it. I watched the trailer this morning and I thought it was going to be set like in the 90s or something, and I thought like, oh, that'd be great to see, like, they even like in the trailer call out like Quentin Tarantino and stuff. Like you hear about all these like directors and writers and stuff who like worked at video stores and stuff at that time, and how important that kind of was in the 90s. But it's set in modern day, in the last Blockbuster. It looks cool. It looks like that type of just like easy sitcom humor, like a Brooklyn Nine-Nine, that that works. Any thoughts on Blockbuster? Were you a big Blockbuster guy growing up, Mike?
Oh yeah, we went to the Blockbuster right by the liquor store a lot. Mom would get one for me and one for her, So.
How about you, Kayla? What's your relationship to Blockbuster?
She would always say, like, sorry.
Oh, no. That's fine. We don't have any sound from you anyway, Kayla.
How about now?
No.
There we go.
Sorry, I was working on it.
No, that's fine. What would Mom always say, Mike?
Well, there was literally a Little Caesars connected to a video store, connected to a liquor store. So she loved the idea that you could rent a movie, get a pizza, and get some beer all in one, basically, right there.
Honestly, our Blockbuster was also right next to a liquor store.
It's the same one.
Oh, I don't remember there being a Little Caesars.
It was like maybe a couple years, like before your, I don't know, consciousness.
I guess so. Yeah.
Back in like an alley, right? I think I remember the one you're talking about. Was it like back, kind of pushed back in
a
the
little
alley?
bit? Yeah.
Okay.
I do remember that.
It became like a police station.
Yeah. Okay. I do remember that.
Yeah.
I had friends who, like, she and her sister worked at Blockbuster, so their entire bathroom was covered in movie posters, because just like Blockbuster had movie posters in cutouts, and they would have those in their house.
It's amazing.
Nice. Yeah. Rented a lot of N64 games from Blockbuster.
Yeah. So that's Blockbuster coming to Netflix on November 3rd. Also coming to Netflix the next day, Enola Holmes 2, the sequel to, you guessed it, Enola Holmes. This is the, what is Eleven's name? She's got
Millie Bobby Brown.
Millie Bobby Brown led movie, sequel to Enola Holmes. Pretty cool. She's the younger sister of Sherlock Holmes, played by Henry Cavill, and that first movie was just fun, just like a fun romp with Millie Bobby Brown kind of playing a very kind of similar precocious character to Eleven from Stranger Things, but with a lot less baggage, I guess, more familial baggage. Because she's always in the shadow. Like, she's an equally good detective, or she thinks so at least, but she's in the shadow of the most famous detective, and it's set in a time where, like, Sherlock Holmes is a celebrity, and no one has any time for, a young girl trying to do what he is doing. Just another caper in that world. Helena Bonham Carter, the ageless wonder, is also in this. I think that first movie was just a lot of fun. Just a fun, mystery. And this one also, it's like a missing girl who was like speaking up on maybe some kind of like sweatshop labor or something. That's like the setup. But I think Millie Bobby Brown's kind of fun, and the movies also do the like breaking the fourth wall kind of thing too. So she kind of talks to the camera and stuff. Looks like she's got a love interest in this one. But did you see that first movie, Mike?
We watched like half of it. The kids weren't really into it, so there was a lot going on, that kind of thing. I thought Amelia would latch onto it, her being a young lady and all, but maybe we'll try the first one again. Right, and if they like it, we'll watch that second one.
Yeah.
I couldn't help but think that, Helena Bonham Carter is kind of ageless at this point. She still kind of looks like she does from Fight Club, and
yes.
I think her and Tim Burton have like a death becomes her kind of thing going on. I think they found some kind of weird potion, and they're gonna make a remake. I think that's what's
probably just like legit drink blood.
Well, I think it's like a monkey paw situation where, like, they met like a genie or something, and they're like, okay, you're gonna be ageless, but you're gonna be fucking weird. Like, you're gonna look weird, you're gonna be weird,
and you have to be in every one of your husband's films.
And they're like, it's worth it. It's fine, whatever. And they're just, they are ageless. It's wild. Seeing her in the trailer for Enola Holmes 2, I was like, she just kind of looks like Fight Club, Helena Bonham Carter, or Harry Potter. Like, it's just, it's amazing. Good looking lady. Enola Holmes 2 coming to Netflix November 4th, same day. This might be all of a sudden the thing I am most excited for. Weird, the Al Yankovic story. The trailer is wonderful. This is one of my favorite trailers I've watched this year. It looks like Walk Hard, but for Weird Al, and give me. What did you think of this one this morning, Kayla?
I'm in. My tickets are purchased. I don't really know much about Weird Al. I mean, obviously, I know who he is, and I've heard some of his songs, but that is like 5. I know like 5 songs, not a lot.
Well, you know all of his songs because you know all pop songs.
Right. But I don't have much
experience with his work.
Yeah. I mean, you heard one, you kind of heard them all, but he was a very important figure, I think, in a lot of kids' lives. Well, just a lot of people, but I just like everyone I knew growing up would just like talk about like, oh, have you heard like Eat It and stuff? Like, oh, it's hilarious. Like you'd be just like on the playground or whatever at, at 10 or something, and just like people would be like, and I don't even think I had any of like the context for the songs he was parodying, like just for the most part at 10 years old or whatever else. Like I probably heard Eat It before I heard Beat It, whatever, like that kind of thing. So same kind of story for you, Mike. Like good.
You got to eat it before you beat it, right? That's what they say.
Thank you.
Yeah. Weird. I kind of had a thought recently looking at this thing, like, how does Weird Al stay relevant? And it's children, like, because our kids here fucking love Weird Al. Like, Calvin will create his own sumo suit, stuffed animals in his clothes, and put on Alexa, play Fat. And I'm Fat will be blaring throughout the day. So there's been a lot of Weird Al in my life lately. And I hope this movie is kid appropriate, because they are excited for it. We're going to have to probably watch it first to let them know if they can watch it. It seemed like there was some Madonna scene kind of stuff that maybe was a little on the borderline.
Hey, look at this guy. This guy's ready. It's 9 a.m. and he's here, folks.
And little Madonna humor for you there. And I'm excited for it.
It's coming to the Roku channel, so I'm gonna have to download the Roku channel, and
it's a Roku original.
I don't know if that's something you can just do though, because on our TV downstairs is not a Roku TV. We cannot download the Roku app, so we might have to do some weird finagling that way too, to get the kids. I don't want to think they're all gonna be stuffed in our bedroom watching.
Yeah, on a PC or something. Yeah,
I don't know. It originally was supposed to be Hulu. I don't know what happened.
Well, big money Roku came in, and you can't say no to it.
Matched it up, yeah. The hype was real, and
Master Roku.
My boy Daniel Radcliffe, he's into the weird stuff now, isn't he?
Oh, I got season tickets for Daniel Radcliffe now. I think I just love Daniel Radcliffe. Like, I think he's great.
Yeah, it seemed like after Harry Potter, he's just like, I'm not doing anything like that ever again. And he kind of hasn't. He's done horror movies. He's done rom-coms, which is really good, by the way. I forget the name of that one, but Adam Driver's in that as well. He's done a little bit of everything, like Swiss Army Man, whatever you want to call that thing.
Love it.
Weird. That's what I want to call it.
Yeah. And now, fucking, like a Walk Hard, like, hell yeah.
It's a match made in heaven, honestly. Like, he's so fun. That, like, I feel like even if you have no relationship to Weird Al whatsoever, go and check out that trailer. And if you don't have a soul, if you don't like what you're seeing, so that's weird. The Al Yankovic story coming to the Roku channel. Let us know how you watch the Roku channel, because we might need help. November 8th, we got a couple games. One new, one kind of new. Sonic Frontiers coming to everything. PS4, 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series, and Switch and PC. Sonic Frontiers, November 8th. Is that? I think I repeated that. Anyway, you got to go fast, right, Mike?
I mean, that's the only good part about Sonic, is going fast. I remember being at my uncle's house at a young age, and he had the Genesis, and playing Sonic 2, and, in that first Green Hill Zone level, you're going super fast, right? Until you're not, and you're just doing weird floaty jumps as Sonic, and it's bad. I hope this game can give me just open areas with some stuff to do, and you're able to just run really fast as Sonic. That would be cool, I think. I don't think this is going to be very good. They haven't made a good kind of 3D Sonic game ever. Sega has, and maybe this is the one. I don't know, but I doubt it. The kids seem interested in it, so if it's decent, this might be on a Christmas list or something. So
the gameplay definitely does seem fast, and it looks like it's pretty varied too. Like I've seen kind of gameplay where it's very much akin to those old school 2D, and then there's lots of 3D in big open areas. There's combat, like Sonic's throwing punches and stuff and doing like wild super moves, throwing like beams off of his spinning body. Like it seems like it's a lot. Like it's not just running and jumping anymore. And the little story trailer that's out there, the most recent one, is like dark and kind of spooky and stuff, and makes it seem like, man, this is gonna be some kind of, I don't know, like epic Sonic tale, if you can tell one of those. But yeah, it's interesting. At least it looks good. I don't know, like, is the Switch gonna be able to necessarily handle it? Because it seems like would be a good Switch type game, but it looked fast. It looked really, really fast. So you're gonna need some kind of thing to process that. What did you think of it, Kayla? I don't know. You have like no relationship to Sonic, right?
I haven't seen any of the movies. I dabbled with the games when I was really young. It looks hard for me. I'm not very good at like quick movements or walking on platforms of any kind that I can fall off of. So not probably something I will play.
Yeah. So that's Sonic Frontiers coming to everything. Sifu, game that was pretty well liked by critics and games, gamers, I should say, alike. Coming to Switch, November 8th. Also, you gonna pick this one up, Mike? I know you didn't get to play it on PS5, right?
haven't played it yet. Talking about like the Switch performance stuff, if this runs well on the Switch, I think I will definitely pick it up. If not, I'll be waiting probably for like a holiday sale. I'm hoping to pick that one up for like $20 or something. Yeah, playing Rabbids at the moment too makes just the load timey kind of stuff on there. You're really noticing like the Switch needs. We need a new Switch. We need something different. We need something better. It's, by the time Tears of the Kingdom comes out, it'll be 6 years. Hoping soon we'll hear something from Nintendo about a new one. But I really want to play Sifu. It just seems like my kind of jam. Super intricate brawler combat type thing. And I hope it does well on Switch. We'll see.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's a good console for it if it can handle it. Give us a new Switch, Nintendo, please. You're listening. I know you are. The next day,
yeah,
we're getting it. We're getting God of War Ragnarok. PS4, PS5 exclusive. At least for a little while. Sony's been putting stuff on PC eventually. But this is the sequel to God of War 2018. My game of the year that year. I think a lot of people's game of the year. And from everything I've heard, it's just a kind of a sequel. It's very much that first game, but expanded upon. And that's what I want. I want to like go back in that world, go back with Kratos and Atreus, and kick Thor's ass. Really, like where's your level of excitement at Kayla? Now just like, I don't know, a month or a week and a half till basically.
Well, what does it tell you if I'm literally trying to find where we can get a PS5 right now? I was like, what Target has one of those in stock? Crestwood, looking up how close that is, because I'm really nervous. I'm sure it'll be fine on the PS4. I'm sure, but wouldn't it be better on the PS5?
The PS4 might take off and fly like with this game. I don't know. Like it was. I
don't know what to do.
Struggling with Horizon, but like it was It was doing its duty with Horizon. It was, it's been a good soldier. It might need to be retired. I don't know. God of War Ragnarok, Mike. What do you think?
I'm pumped.
Mr. PS5.
Yep. I might not even play it, I might just wait a little bit. Let the PS5 want it,
It wants it. It's made for it.
It's dusty at the moment. It needs something to play on it. We've been waiting. So
True that.
It feels like a game that isn't coming out to me. I don't know. There's something weird about the release of this. I think I've mentioned in the past. Like maybe just how long it took Sony to really start talking about the game again. Still has me in a loop. Just doesn't feel like it's coming out in a couple weeks. It's weird.
I agree. No, I think I'm glad it's not just me that like my internal like hype level is pretty like I'm gonna be really excited on the day, but it has felt weird that like we didn't get an official release date until very recently, and then it just seems like this is coming, and there's been a handful like trailers and stuff. I think we've stayed away from the most recent one, right, Kayla? We haven't seen the most recent one.
I think so. No.
Right, but there's been a lot of gameplay impressions. It seems like they've sent out like a 5-hour preview to most media outlets and stuff. So if you listen to any gaming podcasts or anything, they've all been talking about like the first 5 hours of the game and everything else. So it's in a weird place for a game that like I could end up being one of my favorite games of all time very easily. The first one certainly was. So that's interesting. But God of War Ragnarok coming probably November 9th, right? Like we're getting it.
I just can't wait to hear the music and that shit. That shit gets me pumped up. No, it's going to happen as soon as it starts. Music first.
Yeah, I've heard the recap isn't good. There's like a recap video you can play on the options screen, and it doesn't do enough from what I've heard. So beware, folks. Watch some YouTube recaps or something if you don't remember that first story.
I was contemplating trying to replay it leading up to launch, and that didn't happen because I know there's a really good upgrade for it on PS5, like performance-wise and stuff, and wanted to check that out, but we'll just play
That's tough.
the sequel.
It's a solid 30 easy hours, like.
Yeah, I couldn't do that again. It was more still just to dabble into it and see it would have been nice, but I'll see it soon.
Toss some axes into some lakes, That's always fun.
I'm excited to see what new weapon. I think he's going to have at least one kind of new weapon in it, and I'm excited to see what that will be. I hope it's not Thor's hammer, because the axe is so close to that. I don't want the hammer. I don't want that. We'll see.
Probably will be though, right? Because the axe has ice element, the blades of chaos have fire, and then what's the other element? Lightning. Right?
Lightning, yes, that's the element.
Those are the elements. I studied science. I studied science.
I don't want it.
And he's like in the trailer, so
I'm excited for Thor. I'm excited for Odin. I've heard good things about Odin. And
Odin seems really cool.
That should be a lot of fun. Let's move on. November 11th, we got a couple of movies, kind of in two completely different genres. Armageddon Time is a James Gray film set in the early days of the Ronald Reagan administration. Looks like an interesting drama with Anthony Hopkins and following a young boy kind of dealing with class issues, race issues, and being in the wild days of the 80s as a young man. I think it's maybe mildly biographical in a sense, but sign me up for like late stage Hopkins. I want more kind of. He looks like he's like a doting grandfather. Yes, yeah. Give me more of the father type energy. And this everything that the trailers that I've seen has major the father energy. So I thought I'd put it on this, even though it's it seems to be kind of a stuffy coming of age kind of drama movie, not our normal genres, but yeah.
Seeing Jeremy Strong in this, who plays the kid's father he's Kendall Roy from Succession. I love him. Makes me think, because he only picks kind of like interesting kind of stuff. So him being involved in it had me interested. And Anne Hathaway. That's tough to say. I love her too. So
yeah, she's wonderful. Kayla, a movie that if you watch it, I'm sure you'll be in tears for just like a solid 3 hours or whatever this movie is. What do you think? Is this
I'll have trouble breathing throughout most of this, I'm sure, but I'm excited. I think it looks really good.
Yeah, we saw James. What was the space movie that James Gray with Brad Pitt and the cowboy? I can't think of his name either.
Ad Astra?
Tommy Lee Jones. Ad Astra. Yeah, I think that was his most recent before this, and that was a wild movie. I thought the story was a little batshit, but I thought like visually and conceptually and stuff it was really cool. So I think I might like James Gray. I don't know.
I watched that movie on a plane.
The way God intended.
I've finally been able to say that on a podcast. Everyone that has a podcast has been able to say that they watched a movie on a plane, and finally came up. So boom.
That's meta as fuck. That's meta in so many different ways. But the real star of the show on November 11th is Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Stayed away from the most recent trailer because I think that's the third
I don't need it
already. And,
I didn't know there was a third.
Yeah. And they've already, we've kind of seen a new figure in the suit already in previous materials and stuff like that. And they've, they do what all the Marvel trailers do, give away too much, show too much, but also just so excited. Like this movie looks great. So, how are you feeling coming 2 weeks from now, Mike?
This is old news now. I'm excited for Quantumania only. No, I'm still really pumped for this. I think it's going to be great. I think Quantumania is going to be great as well. But I don't know, just excited to have Wakanda kind of just filled out more, the lore, the aspect of that, the Atlantean kind of stuff coming into that, whatever war or whatever battle they're gonna face with Namor. Just pumped, excited to see meet Ironheart. She's featured in the trailers a lot too. See what she's all about. Her card in Marvel Snap is bullshit. I don't hate your fucking card. So
damn, that's not a good.
Hopefully she's.
Yeah.
It's a tricky card, and I never plan for it. But anyway,
he hates it because it's good, and he doesn't know how to defend against it. That's what he's saying. Oh.
That's what I'm saying. But yeah, super excited for it.
How about you, Kayla?
Oh, we're gonna go opening day.
Double feature with Armageddon time, right?
Gosh, that's a weird double feature.
Might be a weekend feature. We can do those both over the weekend, but
yeah. All right.
Yeah. So we've said a lot about Black Panther: Wakanda Forever for like months now. We're excited, and it's gonna be great. I know it. Marvel's back on an upswing for me. I like Miss Marvel. I like She-Hulk. And now I've liked the Quantumania trailer, and I think Wakanda Forever is going to be a lot of fun. I love
gang,
Doctor Strange. Yeah,
gang, unite.
Marvel's maybe getting back to where it needs to be. November 15th, we got two interesting kind of indie games, I guess. Like they're both getting quite a bit of Game Pass love, both coming to Game Pass. PC, Xbox One, and Xbox Series. We got Pentiment and Somerville. Pentiment, we've talked a little bit on previous pods about. This is the you're kind of thrust into a murder mystery within a medieval scroll. So the visuals are very much you're like part of those old like parchment paintings and things. And it's an adventure game, a click and click adventure game. But set in a very interesting visual style in the Middle Ages. Looks real interesting. And it being on Game Pass, definitely gonna check this one out.
An Eric game for sure.
Yeah, I think so. Love adventure games, love narrative stuff, love history. I mean, it's kind of, and it looks quirky too. Like it just looks like a interesting, quirky game. I only played like from the golden age. I really used to love Maniac Mansion from like the golden age of like those LucasArts games and stuff like that. I could use another game like that. Immortality kind of scratched a little bit of that itch this year for me, but yeah, Pentiment looks really interesting. But Somerville, we didn't hear about this for like a solid year, right? We got like a trailer at like E3 and Game Awards 2021, and then it was radio silence from that point, and then recently we got a reveal of the date. So that's going to be November 15th. Some kind of interesting alien encounters in this one, Mike. Explain Somerville.
So this comes from Jump Ship Studios, founded by one of the co-founders of Playdead Studios, makers of Limbo and Inside, and it looks like this game's going to be pretty similar to those. Some kind of alien invasion. You're playing, I think, as a family, just trying to, like, War of the Worlds style, avoid that. Like, avoid all the crazy shit that's happening around you in a puzzle platformer, side-scroller kind of way. This is my kind of game. I love these games. If it has the kind of care that Limbo and Inside have, Inside, every fucking frame of that game is kind of just perfect and just, like, detailed and beautiful. And if it's just a tight 2-hour experience like those, I sign me up. I can't wait for this one.
What did you
Probably
think of
my
this
most
one, Kayla?
anticipated of the month. Probably.
I'm interested. I'd check it out.
I found one thing really interesting. You mentioned it's like puzzle platformer, side-scrolling. In the trailer, all of the side-scrolling seems to be going right to left instead of left to right, which is real.
Good on you.
Yeah, it's something interesting. Just like that, I was like, huh, that's not normal. I don't know if that's just done for stylistic effect for the trailer, or if that's actually how the game is going to kind of be. But hey, sign me up. Limbo and Inside were really cool and enjoyed those experiences. And I love anything that's super short. So like you said, like if it's like a 2-hour kind of experience or something, super into that. I should have mentioned that earlier when I was talking about Plague Tale. Like was able to play that in, I forget what was that, like 10 hours, Kayla, something like that, maybe 8 to 10.
I'd say 10 to 15.
10 to 15. Okay, yeah, like still that like that for even a game that big. Like give me shorter experiences is what I'm saying. And yeah, Somerville looks like a lot of fun. Love aliens. Love the whole vibe of that one. So that's coming to the Xbox platforms, PC, and Game Pass. Same thing with Pentiment, both on November 15th. The next day, The Wonder, coming to Netflix, a Florence Pugh-led film about a girl who doesn't eat. I guess this is based on a book, based on like somewhat true events or interesting events. So like the setup is Florence Pugh is some kind of nurse or
aide,
yeah, something like that, who is kind of contracted by what looks to be like the church in, I think it's Ireland, to go and observe a young girl who claims that she has not eaten in, I think they say 4 months, and she's supposed to observe her for like 2 weeks and like kind of never let her out of her sight for the most part to make sure that like what she's claiming is real, because she's saying like she feeds from the manna of God or the manna of heaven or something like that, and she doesn't need to eat food. But looks like things take a dark turn in regards to like the church and in regards to this being like a young woman and everything else. Looks really interesting, and I've got, sign me up for anything that Flores Pugh's up to. Pew pew. Yeah, thank you. We did it. We did the thing. We did the pew pew on QQ. Mike, the Wonder, what you thinking?
Oh, sign me up. It's got like an Ari Aster kind of feel to it with Florence. Totally in it. Jesse Buckley was in there somehow. Perfect movie.
It would be a good.
It's got creepy vibes. I'm gonna be creeped out.
Yeah, I thought it was much more of a like just a straight drama or something, but yeah, it definitely almost had like thriller vibes to it, without a doubt. And hey, yeah, more Pugh, please, more Florence. The Wonder coming to Netflix November 16th. The next day, Dead to Me, guys. It's coming back for a final season 3. I've never watched a single episode, so I think you guys should speak on it. Kayla, Dead to Me. Does it need more than 3 seasons?
This is the 3rd and final season. I'm happy if they close it out. I think I could watch Linda Cardellini all day, but I'm interested for it to come to an end. I think it's been a long time since the last season was out, and it ended on very much so like a cliffhanger and like twists and turns left and right. So let's check it out.
Yeah, I kind of felt like this was going to be another Santa Clarita Diet, like it was just going to not come back or something. When we did that season 2 end, I feel like you guys were talking about that like 2 years ago or something.
Yeah, I feel the same. I think,
yeah.
Gosh.
Selena just pointed this out to me like a couple weeks ago. Like she saw like a Facebook post or something about it, and like, oh wow, that's cool that that's coming back. And both of us never finished that second season, I don't think. So I think we're gonna go back and catch up.
Don't watch the trailer then. Don't watch the trailer. It's a full recap.
Gotcha. I haven't watched anything for the 3rd season, so we'll avoid that and catch up, hopefully. Yeah.
Dead to Me, season 3, the final season, coming to Netflix November 17th. The 18th, just jam-packed with a wide variety of things. So we got She Said coming to theaters. We've got Cuphead Part 3 coming to Netflix, the Cuphead series. The Menu coming to theaters. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet coming to Switch. And the Dark Pictures anthology, The Devil in Me, coming to everything except Switch. So PS consoles, Xbox, PC. Not Game Pass, unfortunately. I don't know, Mike. Take one of these and run with it. What's November 18th for you?
It might be the one you least suspect, The Devil in Me, actually, because this one does feature the Buckster, Jessie Buckley. I watched the trailer and just heard her voice, and I'm like, no, wait a minute. And then they show, I'm like, yes, they made a creepy model of Jessie Buckley in their game. Yes, there she is. And I want to see everything that she does, or play anything that she's in, apparently. So I think I'll go with that one for sure.
It's a good pull. I think I did not know the premise of this one, but it's Saw-esque because it looks like it's like a podcast or like a true crime kind of film crew or something get stuck in a recreation of the H.H. Holmes murder mansion, and are stalked by what looks like H.H. Holmes, the Devil in the White City, if you're familiar with that book. But one of America's like first and most prolific serial killers. And these Dark Pictures games always have an interesting way of being both like supernatural, but having like a very Scooby-Doo type. At the end, you figure out it was just someone in a sheet the whole time kind of situation. And this will probably be very similar, but I love these games. I mean, like The Quarry, not in the Dark Pictures anthology series, but very, very similar idea, is one of my favorite games of this year. So I'm very pumped for this one. What did you think of this one, Kayla? You've enjoyed like the other Dark Pictures games we played.
Yeah, I like them a lot. I think they're interesting. I don't know like how they all tie together. Stuff.
They're supposed to, are they?
There is a narrator that like is in all of them, or has been up until this
supposed to probably be the Crypt Keeper, right? Like it's an anthology series, right? So.
Yeah, I think that's interesting. It kind of like takes you out but like you're still there as an observer, kind of strange feeling that it gives you. But I've always enjoyed them.
Yeah, so that's a good pull. I did not think that was the one. And also, Kayla, did you realize Jesse Buckley was in that trailer?
No.
Okay, good.
But I was like, damn, who is that? But I was a little preoccupied while we were watching it. So
Kayla's hard at work creating a background for our...
all of the plot stuff you guys described, I had that completely escaped me because I was just like Jesse Buckley. So
what is that, Jesse Buckley?
We had the whole trailer covered between the three of us, which is good.
Oh man,
Go ahead, Eric. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say that I didn't realize it was Jessie Buckley, and I'm happy that it wasn't just me because I love her almost as much as you do, Mike. And
no, you don't.
It's like it's a pleasant surprise to learn on this pod that she's in that game.
But what up, man? There were so many things that day. Cuphead, I'm shocked that season 3 is happening so fast, or part 3, whatever they're calling that. The kids every time that comes out, they watch it all in one block and just gobble it up. They really like that. What was She Said again? I remember I watched the trailer for it, but I can't remember.
She Said's the Harvey Weinstein story, basically.
Oh, right.
The reporter, it follows the reporter who kind of broke it for the New York Times. So, yeah, going to be another one of those like heavy-ass movies, heavy subjects. But I think we really enjoyed Bombshell recently when we watched that, Kayla, and I mean very, very much different tone that movie had for like heavy subject matter, but like lighter tone almost.
It's also stacked with some fucking actors in that movie.
Sure, yeah, but this seems to be more straight down the middle, like just oh man, this is going to be heavy, and just heavy, but really interesting. I mean, after watching Scream 3 recently for our marathon and kind of getting introduced, I guess, to the work of
familiarized.
Yes, exactly, to the work of Harvey Weinstein. I got to check this one out to learn more, frankly. But not as light as Cuphead. Or Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Are you?
Let's talk about that.
Are we going in straight from Arceus to another Pokemon game, Kayla? You think?
Pokemon's going to be put on the back burner. This one's. There's a lot of stuff on my list, and I would probably like to explore more in Arceus. Catch some more at least. I don't know if I'd catch them all. It sounds hard. I don't know.
It's
I don't know how
so
you do
weird
that.
to have two big Pokemon games released in the same year. They're kind of bookending the year, but yeah, it's weird. I don't know. It seems like this one's gonna be more open though. Compared
they
to
legit
that,
in the trailer say and they like use the term "an open world" for me to explore. Like so.
Yeah, and it seems like you get that legendary Pokemon pretty early that allows you to fly or glide or ride a motorcycle around everywhere, climb and shit. So, even more Breath of the Wild I hope. And man, those starters look pretty good, all three of them. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to be getting this one. I'm on the fence.
I was going to
Man,
ask if that was a
Depend
day
on
one
you.
thing.
I was gonna say if you like it, I'll play it.
I mean, Kayla, I think if you really enjoyed Arceus, I think there's 100% chance you'll probably really like this game. For me, it's just I've played so many of them, and I've been in the trenches for so long that it needs to be a big notch above Arceus to even get me kind of excited for it. So
I hope it will be. I think there's immense potential in saying that in a series that's existed for 25 years, but
it's the same thing every time. This will be the one, this will be the time that it ages with me, and it's never going to do that. Like these are kid games, quote unquote. And I like the vibes. I love the characters, the Pokemon. It makes me happy. So that's why I've stuck around.
Well, that'll be November 18th, just like she said. Cuphead Part 3, The Menu, and the Dark Pictures anthology, The Devil in Me. Say that 3 times fast. The next day, November 19th, we get the 37th Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony. That's coming to HBO. Pat Benatar. Who else do we got? The Eurythmics. Big fan of my mother's, and then also mine growing up because... always in the car going to school. A lot of Eurythmics.
Oh yeah.
Who else is on the list? Eminem, right?
Duran,
Lionel Richie,
Dolly Parton, and Carly Simon. And they have them in a separate category from everyone, which I think is weird. They have them in a musical excellence category, and it's Judas Priest. I don't know why they're just not in the performer category in this.
That's really weird
on their website, but whatever. It's an odd group this year.
It's so diverse. Like you've got Dolly Parton and Eminem on the same ballot. That's wild.
Yeah, we've visited the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and I love it there. It's very cool. But
roll down the hill.
You watch there's a video that plays there that's it goes through every class of every year, and it's just like Murderer's Row. Bam, every year is just stacked, and I think we're kind of getting to I don't know. Maybe it's time to close the doors for a while and maybe not let everybody into the Hall of Fame. I'm fine with all of these people getting in. That's fine, but I don't know. It's like any kind of sports Hall of Fame or anything. It should be. I think the requirements should be a little stiffer than what they are. But
Nickelback, will they reach the Hall of Fame, Mike?
Going by this list, Lionel Richie's in the Hall of Fame now, guy. Come on. I think just Nickelback will be in the Hall of Fame.
Wow.
They're probably eligible pretty soon because 2000 was, I think it's 25 years from your first album release. So we might be reading the next year on on one of these pods. We might be talking about Nickelback being inducted. So
Silver Side Up retrospective, you think? Yeah, we're gonna do some.
Hell yeah, man. I remember fucking getting Super Smash Brothers for N64 and hearing that song on the radio on the way home. Hell yeah. Fuck yeah.
Oh, man. Kayla, Nickelback in the Hall of Fame?
Probably. I don't doubt it.
I
love it. We're calling it here now, folks. So next year when we're doing this.
Hugely successful band.
Right.
I don't know. That just seems to be what you need to be in order to get in now. So
I've heard of them.
So this time next year, the 38th Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductions, Nickelback. But on November 19th, we get the 37th inductees. November 22nd, we get two interesting things. We get Evil West coming to PlayStation 4 and 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series, and PC. And also Strange World. So Evil West, wasn't really aware of this until very recently.
It's an early access-y thing or something? Because I've played it. Like,
oh, really? Was it? Oh, so I think you're thinking of Weird West.
Oh, I am.
Which I also got
Right.
quite confused with these two. Yes, not
You're
the same
absolutely
game
right.
as Weird West. Good thing it's not just me who have done this. Evil West is basically what was it called? The Order 1886, right? Was that game?
Yeah.
It's basically that game, but set in the Old West and with vampires. It's
okay.
a steampunk.
You're Arthur Morgan.
Yeah, you're basically Arthur Morgan with steampunk like weapons and gadgets to take on vampires in an alternate version of the Old West. So very much it's 1886. Do I have that right? The Order 1886, is that title?
Yeah.
I should give it respect because it's one of those games that doesn't get any respect and like needs a sequel and needs a lot of things. And this feels like kind of a spiritual successor. It looks a little bit more actiony, a little bit more like God of War, like just like pummeling kind of action, a lot of close combat.
A lot of combat.
Stuff. Yeah. But just the setting, the technology, the alternate history of it all, looks pretty cool. Looks like fast and like brutal combat. A mix of like melee. You have these two like gauntlets, steampunk gauntlets, but also you have like your 6-shooters and your Winchesters and stuff, but they're souped up with crazy, steampunk tech and whatnot for taking down vampires. And the enemy design looked really, really unique and interesting. Like they're vampires, but they're not just like Nosferatu. They're weird.
They're not really humanoid.
Not really. No, like weird, almost Dark Souls-esque type creatures. Like more grotesque. Like one was like what looked to be like the husk of a human, big fat human body, but like a giant centipede was kind of through it. Really hard to describe verbally, but go and check it out. Evil West coming to just about everything. No Switch release for this one, but that's November 22nd. Then we got Strange World, same day, coming to theaters. This is a Disney project, pastel adventure movie, space adventure movie. Looks a lot of fun. What did you think of this one, Mike?
It looks cool. I remember seeing the trailer for this before, probably a full year ago, I would think. It's been a while. I thought this had maybe come out already, but I'm glad to see that it's still coming. And been wanting a movie to take the kids to go see, so this will probably be the one.
Yeah, theatrical release. It feels like it would get a Disney Plus release just because it hasn't had they've had a trailer in front of probably a Marvel or Disney movie for a little while. But aside from that, I feel like it's getting underhyped for like a big Disney animation studio movie that looks really cool. It's got Jake Gyllenhaal in kind of the lead role. It seems like he is the son of a famous like adventurer who went missing on some kind of exploration, and he's kind of living in his shadow. Everyone's talking about, oh, your dad's so cool and everything else, kind of like why aren't you as cool as him? And he's kind of like wanting to be his own man and whatnot. And if you've seen the trailer, it seems like they cross paths once again, him and his father. But just really like I really like the animation style and the colors. I mentioned it's very like pastel-y. It's got like a Disney version, I don't know if I could really say that, of Guardians of the Galaxy kind of color palette, because Guardians of the Galaxy is a Disney movie, but
Mated? Like,
yeah, an animated like Disney-fied version of that color palette, which I really, really like, all those fun purples and stuff like that. What did you think of this one, Kayla?
oh, I'm excited. It's exactly what I thought too, Mike. Like, dang, I can go see this with the kids. It's perfect.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Man, I might have to tag along then on that one, because I'm not getting spoiled by some kid yelling.
Thanksgiving. That's a Thanksgiving week that it's released. I'm
Ooh.
off all week, so.
Oh, snap. Well, the
Yeah, we
podcast
should
never
try to do
sleeps.
that.
So.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
Let's do it.
So yeah, we'll be live streaming Strange World from our cell phones on November 22nd. The next day, we have a trio of interesting things. We got Wednesday coming to Netflix, the Addams Family series following the titular Wednesday. The Fabelmans come into theaters, and Glass Onion in limited release. Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery, all on November 23rd. I was not at all excited for Wednesday. I thought, like, just like, I saw some screenshots. Addams Family, I kind of dig, but the Wednesday character to me is just like, oh, yeah, okay, she's goth. Okay, cool, that's fine. She was always kind of the least interesting in a lot of ways. Maybe not the least. Pugsley's kind of...
Pugsley's kind of...
Pugsley's awful. Sure. But, you know, Wednesday's probably, like, number 2 on the bottom there. But I thought the trailer that we watched this morning really sold me on this. It looks like a lot of fun. It looks like the series is going to follow Wednesday going to the Nevermore Academy, some kind of like finishing school for young people who have magical abilities like the Addams Family do. So it's got a very like young adult novel kind of setup. But I just
which I dig.
Yeah, Kayla loves that type of aesthetic, and I sit through a lot of them too, and end up enjoying them. And this might be one of those. What do you think about the Wednesday character, the Addams Family, and this series, Mike?
I think Wednesday's cool. I love those first 2 original movies. I thought Christina Ricci was great in both. I really like the actress who's playing Wednesday in this, Jenna Ortega. It's been a big year for her. She was in Scream, and X as well. She was good in both of those. I kind of like the whole cast. Louis Guzman as Gomez, and Catherine Zeta-Jones as Morticia. Yes, thank you.
Great casting, I think.
It's going to be pretty good. I like the setup, that kind of, you know, weird school for weird kids kind of thing. And I might check this out. If there's so many shows, man, God, I say it every time, everyone, but we're going to have to do like a top 20 fucking shows, man. Like,
it's going to be
God
a
damn.
bloodbath at the end of the year.
So yeah, what are you guys excited for it?
Yeah, I think I was completely sold on it. Like from not being interested really at all, to like, Jenna, you said her name is Jenna Ortega? I wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, she looked really good in the role. She seems really interesting. She does the like monotone Wednesday thing really well. And the most recent trailer kind of highlighted 2 cameos. Maybe we get spoilers. Stop it now if you don't want to hear. But Fred Armisen as Fester, and we get Christina Ricci as like a school teacher or something.
Professor.
Professor, at Nevermore Academy.
Cool.
So really, really cool kind of cameos as far as that. I think Fred Armisen looks really good as Fester, one of my favorite characters of the Quest fame. You know, Fester's Quest.
Let's cool it with Fred Armisen, everyone.
Oh no!
Cool.
Oh no!
He's
in
Fred
everything. Armisen will.
I don't need any.
Be on
He's
this
in
podcast
so many
very soon.
things.
Yeah, he's in everything. Literally.
Our
everything.
flag means death. Like, come on.
He's a virus.
He's going to be in the Mario movie. I think
He's
like
a virus.
Fred Armisen is a virus, and he's okay with it. He is fine. He's going to latch on to all of us. And the fourth panel, introducing Fred Armisen. He's coming in, folks, right now. Da-da-da-da.
That's one. Christopher Lloyd is fucking Fester, and I don't want to hear nothing else from nobody. But
yeah, Best Fester. After Fester's Quest Fester. Sorry.
Quester's Festers.
The Fabelmans, same day, November 23rd. This is the kind of autobiographical look at young Steven Spielberg. It's a coming-of-age tale, the early years of Steven Spielberg, directed and written by Steven Spielberg, with Paul Dano and Michelle Williams. And I don't know, just looks like one of those Steven Spielberg-ass Steven Spielberg movies. Heartwarming, coming-of-age tale, period piece, obviously. Him dealing with, growing up Jewish and everything else. And his love of movies, and it really frames, it seems like, his mother in this, like her importance on his life and his creativity. And Seth Rogen is in this film, as well as, I don't know who he's playing, actually. He's shown very limited in the trailer, but...
he's Jiminy Cricket.
Yes, I think you're right. Cricket. But yeah, I love Spielberg. I love movies and like the art of filmmaking and everything else, and like the joy of cinema and the theater, and it just seems like this is that movie. Just like Steven Spielberg's love of film, the film, and looks really interesting. You don't like Spielberg, right, Mike? Just like in the way that you don't like Gary Oldman and other good things?
Spielberg, what are you talking about?
I know. I'm Fibbelmaning.
Hook is my favorite Spielberg. The best. Everyone says that.
Yes.
The late period Spielberg stuff I've kind of been out on. Didn't fuck with West Side Story or what did he do before that? Whatever he did before that. War Horse is probably my last Spielberg I've seen, and I did enjoy
War Horse. I watched that on a plane.
Whoa! Look at us
coming full circle.
Don't you feel left out, Kayla? You better get your plane movie ready.
I couldn't tell you any movies I've watched on a plane.
Pokemon Legends Arceus was her plane movie most recently.
Yes, it was.
Gotcha. But yeah, I don't know. I love Dano and Williams, two of my faves. But I don't know. He's done this kind of movie so many times. I know this is his life story, but he's done these kind of kids growing up movies so many times. I don't know. He invented the fucking modern version of it, of course. Perfected it. But there ain't no ET in this motherfucker. There ain't no cool shit going on. So like, I'm kind of out without some kind of alien sidekick or a dinosaur or something. Come on now. A shark.
I'm only gonna watch this movie because I know Eric wants to watch it.
Man, guys, so low on the Fabelmans. That's fine. I'll watch it alone.
It's all right. I'll watch it.
I'll go to a theater alone and watch my movie. It's honestly like we'll be very ironic about being the only person in a theater watching a movie about the importance of movies.
I don't know. Watching the trailer, I'm worried about his mother's mental health. So I feel like it's gonna be just one of those like weird emotional movies for me. I like movies that make me feel good and happy, and I don't know that I'll feel that throughout this movie.
Oh, it's old Stevie. He'll make you happy. So that's the Fabelmans. Also November 23rd, Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery. This is the, I guess, sequel or maybe just more of an anthology chapter in the Knives Out cinematic universe, apparently, that we have
good.
Now. It looks so fun. So if you enjoyed Knives Out 1, it brings back Benoit Blanc, I believe is his character
I was
name.
just looking up that name because it's such a good name.
Daniel Craig's Sherlock Holmes-esque or Agatha Christie-esque hero, Poirot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of just a detective who is the smartest man in every room, can figure everything out at the end of the movie, at the end of the play. It's coming to Netflix like a week later, so we're only getting a limited theatrical release, but this is one because I'm sure there's going to be a huge twist. I'm sure there's going to be cameos. It already has a fun cast with like... Dave Bautista and stuff like that, and
Eric, you're going to have a hard time with this because not only is Edward Norton in this movie, but Ethan Hawke is in this movie.
Yeah, Edward Norton looks weird, right?
Weird doppelganger thing going
on. They will not be in the same room at any point in this, and that's what the twist is going to be. Is that they've been the same person this whole time, and you guys have all been wrong. The rest of the world has been wrong, and I've been right.
I thought he looked like Matthew Perry. Edward Norton looked real weird to me.
He's the sexiest man
alive.
Not
look like himself. I get what Eric means. He's a mush face. I don't know.
He is. He's a faceless man from Game of Thrones. Sometimes he puts on the Edward Norton face, and sometimes he puts on the Ethan Hawke face, and that's,
Will this be the final thing for Angela Lansbury? Huh? Maybe.
Oh, Lansbury's in this?
Yeah, according to this cast list.
Man, that's awesome. That's a great, just like for a character who's known for Murder, She Wrote, really. Like, I mean, that's the Lansbury role.
Yeah.
That's awesome to go out on that. I mean, R.I.P. She had a nice long life, but that's cool. If this is her final film, that's fantastic. But yeah, I think I got to see this one in theaters and not wait for Netflix, just because there's going to be twists, there's going to be cameos, and you got to see Angela Lansbury on the big screen. You just have to, really.
Oh, it's theaters first.
It's theaters first. It's for like a week. And it'll probably be, I don't know if it'll be like a super wide release. It might be one of those where you got to go up to Chicago to check it out or something. I don't know how wide it's going to go, but
not doing that.
Yeah. It'll you can wait a week and catch it for Netflix fees, but I can't do it. I can't wait.
Yeah. Not gonna Big Netflix month.
It really is.
A lot of heavy hitters.
Final thing on our list of November, Bones and All mentioned this in one of our horror talk-throughs. Aaron, huge fan of this one. Me too. What did you think? This morning was the first time you saw the trailer, right, Kayla?
Yeah. It looks good. I'm interested. Timothée Chalamet. So... He also likes weird stuff. He's like, Daniel Radcliffe is onto something. I'm going to do weird stuff too.
Yeah, I mean, the setup for this one is two young cannibals hit the road.
Fine young cannibals.
They are fine young cannibals. They are both very beautiful people to look at. And Taylor Russell is his female companion, right? I think.
Yeah.
So Taylor Russell and Timothée Chalamet hit the road. They're kind of outcasts because they crave flesh. They are cannibals, but they find that they can smell each other. Kind of like that's how they meet. So they can tell that each of you're different. You're some kind of. It seems like in this world there is some kind of thing, cannibal curse, whatever you want to say. And they look to run afoul of some others who also have this this gift of cannibalism and this gift of kind of smelling out that they're different. And it just looks like super grimy, I think it's going to be like really gory and kind of do a lot of showing of the eating of people. But just really compelling for me. I mean, just like the premise is really interesting because it looks like it's just modern day middle America, but with these kind of almost mythical creatures who feed on humans.
Yeah, it makes me wonder what else is out there in their world.
Right, yeah. I mean, you could. I wouldn't be surprised if there are other fantastical elements just like kind of seeded throughout this, possibly. Just an interesting premise. What do you think of this one, Mike?
Oh, I definitely want to see it. I'm in for Chalamet. He's kind of everywhere, but I get why. He's kind of the it guy. I really like. I saw the director's film, "Call Me by Your Name," with Chalamet as well, and the never to be mentioned again Armie Hammer. And I enjoyed that.
He belongs in this, I think.
Yeah,
I think they were like, you know what?
Maybe he'll have a cameo. Him and Lansbury will pop up at the end.
Oh man. You know, Angela Lansbury wasn't canceled, right? She died.
He's eating her.
Oh, okay. I understand.
Yeah, I probably won't see this one in the theater, but as soon as it's a renter,
yeah,
I'll be picking that one up for sure.
Yeah.
Have something to add that you didn't have on the list.
I would love for you to do that.
Breaking news.
And it comes out on November 25th, so I waited to add it in perfectly. The Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. I didn't go to page 2.
There is no page 2.
There's not a page 2. I was like, wait a minute.
There's not a page 2 of the script. Oh, but yeah, the Guardians Holiday Special. Way to go.
Yeah, I'm pumped. That looks super cute.
Oh, it looks amazing. James, congratulations. Our good friend James Gunn is now the the head of DC. Good for him. But I've said it before when we did our Marvel countdown and stuff. The Guardians movies are my favorite, like solo Marvel thing. And Guardians 2 is like probably my non-Avengers favorite Marvel movie. And I want more Guardians. This is fun. We're gonna get Kevin Bacon, who was mentioned in previous Guardians movies, and I think this is really the way to go with these like short form specials and stuff. Like we got Werewolf by Night, and now we're getting this holiday special with the Guardians. Like for me, that's like what these comic book stories are. They're just kind of like weird one-off things with these fun characters and stuff, and I feel like that could work if we just get constantly, like, I don't know that we're going to, but like just 1 hour specials of like, hey, let's put these fun characters in a situation, a Christmas situation in this one, or a horror situation in Werewolf by Night, or whatever else. Like I would you could just kind of mix and match the various characters, and I'd be down for those type of things. How about you, Mike?
I'm excited for more Guardians, of course, because it takes fucking forever for them to be in anything. We got a glimpse of them in Love and Thunder, which was a waste of their talents. I'm not in on the guy that's it's James Gunn's brother in real life, who plays Sean like Gunn. The new Yondu replacement or whatever with the mohawk. I'm not in on him being in the gang, being around, but excited to see. That was a trailer that seemed like it gave away the whole kind of thing, and this is even a shorter thing, so I think it 100% gave it away. So if you haven't seen it yet, maybe just don't check it out. But yeah, the kids love Guardians too, so we'll be checking this out for sure.
What's Drax's like girlfriend's name? I can never think.
Mantis.
Mantis. God, I always have trouble. I love their dynamic, even if I can't remember her name, and it seems like they're featured in the plot. So I'm excited for that.
Good card in Marvel Snap. Mantis.
Oh, good. She deserves the respect of me knowing her name someday. That's November then, right? Unless Kayla has any additional additions.
Nope, that was the only one I had.
Nice. Good addition.
Perfect.
That's November. And that's really the episode. That's episode 101. So by the time you hear this, we've had our 100th episode, folks. We live streamed to Twitch and Facebook, and the archive will be on YouTube, or is, I should say. I should be speaking about like future stuff now. That archive is available. Go on our YouTube page or our Twitch page. twitch.tv/machine_of_nonsense for our Twitch. We'll be doing more stuff on Twitch once we get it figured out. Episode 100 will be, was quite the experience. I know it was.
Forever
for
is.
you and for us. So if you haven't checked that out, we played Jackbox Party Pack 3, and yucked it up. All 6 members. I hope all 6 made it. Otherwise, this is going to sound real stupid. But come check us out either live or any of the video archives. If you like other things like that, Grounded for Life episode 3 is out there on YouTube. Kayla,
we might even have a 4 by the time.
We might. We'll see. We'll see. Should I lock it in? Should I just say, you've already watched Grounded for Life episode 4?
And all 6 members. No.
Right. Kayla, Mike, and myself, we are playing Grounded. Recently came to 1.0. We're really enjoying it. We're building walls and mostly dying to spiders, but killing a couple of them along the way.
Spiders. We're going to have to, like, look up a spider.
I want a flamethrower, man.
Yeah,
guys.
for real. Maybe if we all have torches, they're afraid of that or something. Maybe we gotta
throw sap at them, light them on fire.
Yeah.
We're learning stuff in real time, which is the future for us, but the past for you. I don't know. This is all very odd. Episode 101. If you'd like to join any of these conversations, we're all over the place. We're on YouTube now. Feel free to leave a comment on any of our videos on there. Twitch.tv/machine_of_nonsense. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. If you want to drop us a line, we've got an email address, machineofnonsense@gmail.com. Voicemail can be reached at anchor.fm/machineofnonsense. And we're all over social media. Hit us up on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook. We love to hear from you. Monstars have been a lot of fun. People have been posting on our Facebook fan group their favorite scary films. Sleepers was Mike's. Dark Horse pick. Very good. Yeah, we're still in spooky season as of the recording of this, at least. So let's talk some spooks on Monstars. That's it. That's episode 101. That's everything. It was November. We're getting out of here, and we're saying goodbye.
Goodbye from the future.
Kayla, it's so perfect that the mic didn't do anything again.
Hey,
there she
There
is.
it is. All right.
Oh, good stuff.